everyone, my name is Aisha. I am pretty new to YouTube, so I still don't know what I'm doing, but I wanted to talk about some trending topics or topics that, some are still being talked about and some seem to have been forgotten about. It's really not that many things, and just my opinion on some things which you may or may not care about, but I'm gonna get into it. So the first thing is the LA wildfires, which I'm sure everybody has been hearing about for the last, it's been a couple weeks. But just to recap, what's basically happened is fires across the Los Angeles area have killed at least 27 people, destroyed more than 14,000 structures, and charred some 60 square miles. The Palisades and Eaton wildfires continue to burn today. And this is as of 30 minutes ago today. Of course, 30 minutes ago would be today. This was as of 2 o'clock today, on Martin Luther King Day. So about the wildfires, I've been hearing a lot of different things. Some people call them conspiracies. Some people say that they're facts, and they are sounding like facts to me, but I guess I'll just say allegedly for some things. But people are saying that these fires definitely could have been prevented, and I believe that that is the case. From what I've heard, they had cut funding on fire departments in LA. I don't know if it was just LA or Southern California or all of California. I don't know all the details, but there was people claiming that funding was cut. Shrubs or not shrubs. Vegetation that was supposed to be cut away was not cut away. There wasn't water in the reservoirs, and people are kind of looking to find out who is to blame for that. And of course, most would think if the officials are in charge and something's going wrong, then it's probably the officials. I don't live in California. I don't know much. Oh my gosh, I burped. I'm so sorry. I don't know much about how everything is over there as far as their budget and their spending and things like that. I do know that Newsom is the governor. I've heard some things about other people that were in charge that for some reason are making really huge salaries but aren't doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, allegedly, with that salary. So there's been a lot of talk about that, and I wouldn't say that it's not my place to say whether that they let something like that happen knowing that it was most likely going to happen, but if that's the case, then that's really screwed up, and I hope that things get better for the people over there in California, and that they crack down on whoever let those things slide. Because if you're getting paid close to $1 million a year to fight for your city and do what's best by your city, and this kind of thing happens, you're doing something wrong, and you shouldn't be getting paid that much. You should anywhere else you would get fired if you're not doing your job correctly, but I guess it's different when it comes to people that are in higher up places.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
to
everything
fill the
I
hydrants.
can.
I would fill them up personally. You know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I've also heard things about I don't even know if I should bring this up, but people saying that the fires are there to destroy evidence of some crimes that have been done, allegedly, by a certain celebrity that I'm not going to name, but I'm sure you can figure it out. I don't know, because it seems like a bit of... I wouldn't say they wouldn't stoop that far, because I feel like, with everything going on, some people might just stoop that far to get rid of things. But they're saying, like, oh, there's evidence or there's like, they're trying to burn down the tunnels. And it's like, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think you can just burn something underground like that. I think it would still be a tunnel. Sure, the evidence might be gone, but, a tunnel's pretty damning evidence in itself. But who knows? But that is a pretty wild thing to do, to get rid of evidence, if that is what happened. Hopefully that has nothing to do with it. And hopefully whatever evidence there is gets out there somehow, so that these people can get justice that they deserve. Also, I've heard a lot of things about people saying, like, oh, well, California is being, like, not, I don't know how to put it, but people are saying, like, well, California and the things that go on there in Hollywood has been just so corrupt, and people are thinking this is like some sort of reckoning. I don't know, but there's a lot there, just like there's people that aren't so good in Hollywood. I'm sure there are people that are good in Hollywood, so hopefully, it wouldn't just be that way. But also there's a lot of people that aren't celebrities or agents or producers that also lost homes and things, and so it's like, it's not really fair to say that that's the case, and we're not God, so we can't say that. But have heard some celebrities say things about, like, well, it's not some, but I've heard, like, one in particular was Dennis Quaid saying something about, felt like something spiritual was happening.
With a college not too long ago, do you have a new location, and you're with someone?
I'm going to walk with you if that's okay. What you are looking at is a resident and a familiar face who is, like so many thousands of people right now, trying to get everything out of their home and trying to clear everything out. This is Academy Award nominated actor and one of my favorites, and just a terrific man all the way around. This is Dennis Quaid.
Hey, how are you?
Dennis, say hi to NBC.
Hello, everybody. Los Angeles.
You got the Quaid smile still working on you.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Well,
right?
Tell me, what is it? First of all, what is exactly going on here? What are you doing?
Tuesday, we woke up to this big plume of smoke, and then that was a real exciting day. As far as here, and Palisades went up, and Wednesday it came within 150 yards of the house, and these guys with their planes came down and put that retardant down there, and those helicopter pilots they're incredible what they do. And I can't say enough about the firefighters and the first responders in this town. We got some good ones, just good people here, and we're fighting as hard as we can to save our city. Gosh, I never thought I'd say that.
Around that, when you're hearing this in January, a fire that's already taken out the Palisades.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? We've all had a
We would
really
have
big
thought.
lesson.
We thought it. We knew it was
What
coming.
is it?
And
The insurance companies told y'all that
that
it was
our
happening.
experience of reality can change in a moment. And that's something that we just have to let God handle.
No, God ain't got nothing to do
And,
with our bad decisions.
I think there's a spiritual awakening on the other side of this, because it's going to make us all a little wiser and more compassionate.
Maybe that's the case. If that is the case, then, I hope that it does awaken some people to see that there are more important things than Hollywood and being famous and having lots of money. I know a lot of celebrities have houses out there, so there's been a lot of coverage on that. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people where at first, when I heard that it was happening in a more affluent neighborhood, where people that were making the big bucks were living. When I first heard that, I was just like, that's sad, but they'll be okay. And that's the wrong way to think about it, and I shouldn't think about it like that, because they are people too, and we should have empathy. However, I will say I do feel worse for the people that aren't in the position where they had like $1 million home, or some of them have 2, 3 different multi-million-dollar homes. I feel worse for the person that lost their one home, that lost everything in it, that really doesn't have that monetary net to fall back on and just like rebuild. I feel worse for them. Not to say that it's not a competition. It's not to say that I don't feel bad for the wealthy people that have lost their homes or their belongings, but it has been a little interesting to see how much coverage the celebrities have gotten, when it's like, I understand that's where a lot of them live, so of course they're gonna get interviewed and the attention's gonna be brought to them. And I feel like they've also brought a lot of attention to those people who aren't wealthier and more affluent neighborhoods. I know it's been happening in regular neighborhoods as well, and I just hope that everybody is able to come back from that. I guess there's just a part of me that wishes things were more equal, in that sort of way where it's like, there's families out there grieving because they literally lost all that they have to their name, and then there's celebrities, which yes, they have a right to be upset and to grieve as well, but seeing like certain interviews where the reporters are like running up to a celebrity or something that's evacuating, or maybe did lose their house, which is extremely sad, but they'll be like, I've seen videos of them where they want their input, not just because they're another victim going through the fires, but because they're a celebrity. And like, seeing this video earlier of Dennis Quaid, and great guy, I think he's a great guy, and it really sad circumstances, but the interviewer just kept saying his name over and over again, like, how is Dennis Quaid dealing with this, or like he's talking about him in third person. Like, I don't know, it's just very odd to me. Just, it's like, it doesn't need to be about the name, it doesn't need to be about that person as an actor. They should be reporting and getting information from people as people that are going through the same thing. So I don't know, that's just something that's been standing out to me. And then, like, I think a few days ago, I believe it was Khloe Kardashian was complaining about the water and things like that, and how they were out of water to fight the fires, which is like great thing to complain about. But there had also been articles that came out about how much water the Kardashians have wasted. So it's just like, they're very out of touch until it happens to them. Not all of them, but it's like things like that. Which is why there's some people out there that are just like, okay, well, maybe this will change Hollywood. Maybe this will change how they look at things, And not to say that things like this should happen to make people more grateful or to see things a certain way, but it does have a tendency to, like, traumatic events do have a tendency to bring people closer together and make them realize more so the things that make them alike than different. And hopefully this will kind of bridge that gap between regular people and celebrity, and it won't be as it won't be so divided, hopefully, and they won't just see each other, or won't just see themselves as up on a pedestal and higher than everybody else until, you know, something like this happens to them. And it's really unfortunate, and, you know, I do pray and hope for things to get better and for people to recover. But that's my spiel on the LA wildfires. Yeah, on to something else. I've been thinking, what happened to the drones? Like, people haven't been talking about the drones anymore. And it's like, is it because they're gone? Are they gone? Was it just like a distraction until the fires happened, and then now we're being not distracted necessarily by the fires, but, you know, that is what's catching everybody's attention right now. Now we don't hear anything about drones. Like, maybe it's overshadowing the drones, or maybe they just disappeared. But yeah, I was just thinking about that recently. Heard somebody talk about it earlier today on a video, and I was like, they haven't talked about the drones in a while. Wonder why. I'm not gonna completely disclose where I live, but I do live fairly close to a military base, where they were spotted at one point in time. I never saw any personally, but have heard people around the area, or like people that have been posting that live around the area, saying that they've seen them or reported them and things like that. So I mean, it's been a while since they've been seen over here, and then not long after that they were seen in New Jersey and some other places on the East Coast. I don't really know where else besides the East Coast they've been seen, but that seemed to kind of die off just before they were talking about the LA wildfires. So it seems like it's kind of just like one thing after another. We're paying attention to something over here, and then it's like, oh wait, but then there's something over there, and now who knows what is going on with the drones or what isn't. But anyway, okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about very quickly, like there's I don't know how much I want to say on it, but AI is creeping me out, and it's scary, and I don't want it to take over the world, but it seems like Elon Musk wants them to take over the world. I say them like it's already elite. What do you call it? A legion or something. It's scary, and I don't want to accept it. Some of y'all might want to accept it, but I'm not part of that club. I feel like we as humans have this consciousness that is specific to us for a reason, and we shouldn't just try to recreate that consciousness in something that is made of wires and hard drives and things like that. It seems like playing God, and I'm not a fan of that at all. I feel like it's opening up a can of worms that we can't put back in, or like opening Pandora's box. And just like, I believe there are definitely great things that robotics can be used for, like manufacturing, healthcare, it's like science in general and things. And sorry, I don't know all the words for it, but I know that they can help in certain circumstances, but I feel like in day-to-day life, it's like, is it really necessary? It's like we already have all of these things put in place to give us an easier time as humans, such as like our phones, our computers. We have information at our fingertips, automated things everywhere. It's great, it's convenient, but it also is something that's getting rid of jobs that a lot of us could use. And it's also making a lot of people lazy. I'm not gonna lie, I spend way too much time on my phone. I spend way too much time on the computer. Sometimes I let my car basically drive for me with all of its features on it sometimes. But I don't have a self-driving car. I'm just being funny because it does have some safety features on it, which is great. And it keeps me alive a lot of the time. Not that I'm that bad of a driver, but it helps. Those things are great in moderation. Do I believe that we should have robots in daily use, like day-to-day activities, helping me with the groceries, babysitting? I don't have kids right now, but babysitting, taking the dog out for a walk? No. No, sir. No, ma'am. I think that that is basically handing over our humanity and saying, look, we don't want to do it ourselves. You can do it. And then they're going to be like, okay, if I can do it, then I'm going to do as much as I can. And then you never know. They might just want to take over. And you know whose fault that will be? That will be our fault for letting it happen. So I think we need to protest now. And that's all I have to say about that. So, peace and love out there. Praying for everyone that is dealing with the wildfires right now. Let me know if any of y'all know what happened to the drones. And help me keep AI off the streets. Thank you. This is the end of my broadcast. Bye.